Yo, I got Alex about it. Sing. All right. Yo, so everything that's happened to you up until the past, right now, to this moment, it's plenty of reasons for you to quit. You know, it's plenty of reasons for you to just accept your lot in life. You don't have to really do any more to achieve anything, you know? Honestly, just surviving to this point has made you great. You understand? So we can't really just stop your race right there. So go on, bring in the balloons, bring in the celebration. Let's cue the flash before we did and make we just go on and end it there. So, right? But if that's not what you're trying to do, if you're really trying to generally push on to leave a legacy behind, to be something bigger than yourself, then you really need to come to grasp with what I like to call temptation. No, what is temptation? To me, temptation is the allure to distract you from giving your focus to whatever it is that you choose, right? And my experience has taught me that temptation is always the greatest right before a breakthrough, right? Right before you are able to break through something, you're going to find something that gives you an easy way out where you don't have to commit the mental willpower that you need to in order to achieve the outcome that you want, right? Let me give you an example of this. I've been recently working on a project where I'm trying to build something, right? And numerous times as I'm working on this, it's a software. I'm building it through coding. So numerous times as I'm working on this product, basically I've hit roadblocks where I'm ready to pull my hair out because me don't understand the next step. Me don't understand how to take it to the next step further. And usually whenever things like this happen, I will give myself a break. I will tell myself, all right, you need to run it on today. Just, you know, say cool out and come back tomorrow. And we see if we can make any progress on it, right? And the first time this happened, it took me weeks. Literally, it took me weeks to get past the first feature that I was trying to create. And it was some reaffirmation. I'm not even sure that's the right word. But basically, someone came and they provided me kind words. I did not know her. She was a complete stranger. But basically, all she said was, you know, great things take time. It was really that simple, you understand? But I had been such a dark place in my life where I didn't have anybody speaking positive or inspiration into me. You understand that the random stranger, like, I'm not going to say I broke down or anything, but it really touched me, right? And he kind of gave me the vigor to pick it up again. And true, lo and behold, I was able to eventually work through it, right? So now with the same project, I've kind of encountered the same problem in regards to the final feature that I'm trying to implement. And I'm intentionally being ambiguous here because I really don't like to reveal anything until the time. I don't feel like the project's in a place where I'm ready to show it to anybody yet. So as a result, I'm not really going to discuss a lot of details about what exactly it contains, right? But long story short, I'm working on the latest feature and I cannot get this latest feature to behave how I want to behave. Now, is it doing the bare minimum? Yes, it's doing the bare minimum. But me, I'm the type of person is if my name's going to be associated with it, I want to know that I put in the best effort to make the best product that I possibly could, right? And that's kind of where it's come, right? So I say all that to say that during this time, I've been given plenty of temptation by other ideas that I've had in order to make different projects to abandon this project, right? And I feel like every day that I stick to this project, I get one step closer to the goal, right? No, it's like the temptation they've come in waves, you know? Before it's just like, oh, I don't need to work on it today. I can work on it tomorrow. Oh, it's tomorrow. It's like, oh, you know, well, I have some friends invited me, so I'm gonna just go ahead and party. I'm not going to really do it today. Then, you know, it gets to the nether level where it's like, okay, well, now a woman is involved. It's like, hey, you know, so-and-so has a crush on you. And it's like anything to take away my focus about what it is I'm focused on. I feel like the universe is conspiring to help me get to where I want to, but it's not in the linear path in which I thought it would, you know? I thought the universe would be like, all right, listen, here's all the answers. This is how you go and do it. But instead, the universe is just like, here's everything else you can focus on instead of that, right? But I'm choosing to intentionally put my complete focus on that, right? Another thing is temptation. YouTube. For me to come here and come up with these topics about what I want to talk about, it's not easy. You know, like I said, I'm a very private person. I'm not into crowds. You understand? Don't get me wrong. I'm a good time. I like to go out. I like to party. I like to do that as much as everybody else. But when the party's all said and done, like, cut it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I respectfully, we got nothing to talk about. I need some space. Like, get away from me. You know, that's the type of person that I am. So to even come here and do these videos, and the one thing that's keep me consistent, the one thing that keeps me going is the thought that eventually one day, this will be the legacy that I pass down. Should something unfortunately happen to me, my ideas, my thoughts, the way that I looked at the world, they're all saved, you know, via YouTube. They're all saved in these videos. I leave a part of me in every one of these videos that I do. And as a result, I feel like the person who will benefit the most from them, whether they are, you know, they don't know I exist yet or they haven't been born yet, you name it, whatever. Eventually there will come a time when the people will come across who need this video, like the video will be there for them in order to provide, you know, that relief, that direction, whatever, you name it, whatever it is that they're looking for. Right? So I was talking about temptation, but like these are all the different ways in which temptation strikes in your life. You know, is there something you really need to get done, but you have a bunch of micro tasks that you're just like, oh, I'll knock this out first, I'll knock that out first, I'll knock that first, you know, thinking that will free your time. But truly, we understand, you know, between you and I, we both know that you're just putting it off. I'm telling you to stop putting it off. Like, you need to fight the temptation, because the other side of temptation is everything that you want. You understand? So you need to be able to let go. You need to be able to lock in. You need to be able to focus. All right? Let's go ahead and tie back in. In the season of renewal, we're talking about the spring. We're cultivating new ideas in our mind, right? Because we want to manifest the life that we want for ourselves, right? This is a part of the manifestation. In the process of you manifesting, you need to also understand that the universe has a plan for you, right? And whether or not you want that plan to come through, you need to do certain things in order to keep yourself aligned with the outcome that you want. You understand? Life is what happens when you're busy making plans. Life is what happens when you're busy making plans, okay? Like, life is not just going to sit down and wait for you to get your shit together. Like, you need to get it together. It's going to constantly keep sending things your way to help you move along on this journey called life. And it's up to you to decide whether, am I ready for this now, or can it wait a little bit longer? You understand? So, yeah, when it comes to that, temptation, I mean, it's a hell of a drug, you know? And for those who are religious, you know, they always say the devil will find work for idle worship, you know, for idle hands. You know what I'm saying? So if you're just chilling, got nothing on your hands but a bunch of time, don't worry, the devil's going to provide something to fulfill that time. I'm not a religious person, but, you know, I always feel like these little parables, like, they kind of help, you know, cement the points that I'm trying to make. So, you know, some food for thought, man.